Tell me when.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the City Show COVID-19 update. I'm Pat O'Melia, and as I keep stressing, this is a horrible virus we're dealing with, but we are beating it. Every day there are more positive signs. 96% of the cases are mild, but they're still out there, these cases. We're still losing residents of the state of New Jersey every day. So we're not out of the woods, but you know what? We could see the horizon there. Today we're filming out of the Ready to Roll studios in Seaside Heights. We're running this signal through our sister studio in North Bergen, Hudson Media. How we're winning this war against the virus is we're taking care of ourselves. We're making sure we don't have the virus. Whether you're getting tested or you're testing yourself at home, and when I mean testing yourself at home, you're taking your temperature. That's a big indicator right there. Take your temperature every day. This morning mine was 97.7. We make sure we sanitize everything. We sanitized when I got here today. I sanitized the desk, all the keys, keyboards we're going to touch, and mice and all that stuff. The mouse, well, it could be a mouse, a computer mouse. We touch all that. We clean that. We do all the keyboard, telephones, whatever we're going to touch. And that's how we stay healthy, by taking the proper precautions, wearing the gloves, wearing the mask when we're indoors. I'm not really a fan of the mask when we're outdoors. We're out in the environment. You got the wind. You got, the atmosphere that can break up the COVID. And now we're learning more things about COVID. The CDC is now saying that, COVID-19, the coronavirus, doesn't spread well on surfaces. For the longest time, we would think, 72 hours on a plastic credit card, and it was 48 hours on stainless steel. Turns out, it doesn't last too long on surfaces. If you are in my home city, Jersey City, and you want to get a test, go down to, right now, right after this is done, it's only about 10 minutes, go down to Marin Boulevard, 465 Marin Boulevard, bring a proof of address with you. That's all you need. And you will get an antibody test. That's at the fire headquarters there on Marin Boulevard, right across from the Newport Mall. Mayor Pullup is testing everybody. For that matter, when we get into the stats here, you'll see how many tests Mayor Pullup has performed. Interesting things through the lockdown. You want to buy a car now, you can make an appointment to go buy a car. But if you sold your car privately or you bought one privately, you got a problem because the DMV isn't open and you can't get plates. And nobody talked about this until the last week or so. There are people who are trying to sell cars. I can't sell my car, because the people can't register it because motor vehicles is closed. And according to Governor Murphy, it may be closed for another couple of months. So somehow Governor Murphy's going to have to come up with something where we can do this online. And if we could take a picture of a check now and deposit it into the bank, I'm sure we could take a picture of the front and back of a title, send it to the DMV, and they can let us print out our own little temporary license plate. But if we're going to keep DMV closed for another couple of months, we got to do something. We can't buy a car or sell a car privately. Campgrounds. Governor Murphy, Father Murphy, has announced the campgrounds are now open. You can go camping, but you cannot have gatherings of more than 25 people. We're up from 10. But those 25 people have to do the social distancing. So you need a lot of room, but the campgrounds are open. If you intend on going to the Jersey Shore this weekend for Memorial Day, go to the websites or whatever shore location you're going to, whether it's Asbury Park or Seaside Heights or wherever you're thinking. But there are rules and regulations, do's and don'ts, and what you can do and what you can't do. Point Pleasant. The boardwalk is closed, and you can't get to the beach unless you can get to the boardwalk, so there is no boardwalk or beach in Point Pleasant. So don't go heading down there. A lot of the municipalities have resident-owned parking, especially in the state of New York. So look ahead, go to the websites, find out what the rules of engagement are in each one of these shore towns. Check out what the limitations are. Seaside Heights, you can't rent a motel room if you want to come down for the weekend. No go on that. So be careful. If you're coming to Seaside Heights, where we broadcast from here and we work with the town, the borough, there's no swimming. You can walk on the beach Starting tomorrow, the boardwalk is open to 11 o'clock. Not a lot open on the boardwalk, but it's all open to 11 o'clock. Some of the benches have been shrink wrapped. They don't want you sitting on them. You can go on the beach. You can't swim. You can't sit on the beach. There's no cool is you can't bring anything on the beach with you, so but you can look at the ocean. But other shore areas you can go swimming. I think Asbury Park you can go swimming. Sandy Hook you can go swimming. It depends on where you're going. So before you go to the municipality's website and check it out. Seaside Heights, the bathrooms will be open but limited. And like I said, the boardwalk starting tomorrow, the 23rd. Boardwalk will be open till 11. The beach is closing at 5. Beach will be open from 10 to 5. Boardwalk is open from 10 to 11 o'clock. If you are a small business, if you're any business, I'm not even going to hold it down to small business, or you know somebody in the business, we are in the process of producing a show called We're Open. The show's going to air on Comcast and Optimum every Tuesday at 1:30 and 6:30, Tuesday and Thursday for that matter. And the whole idea of this show is to promote the openings of business. It is going to be incredibly difficult for businesses as they reopen or go back to extended hours from a limited operation. I'm not too concerned about small business opening from the closures. I'm concerned about small business being open 2 months after they're allowed to open. It is going to be a different world. So what we're going to do, get in touch with us. Mike, Jonathan, put the Hudson Media mailbox email up, please. Send us an email in the put the Hudson Media mailbox email up. Send us an email in the subject line. Just write, "We're open." We'll tell you what's involved. We only have so many camera guys. So I'm going to need the businesses to film the footage with their smartphone. Send us the footage. We'll clean it up. We'll do whatever we need. We'll put the graphics. We'll put text in there. We'll put your hours of operation, your location, services, credit cards, everything you can put in there. We will put in there. We'll use it on the show. I'll interview a few of you business owners, and we'll send you back that footage so you can use it on your own social media site. And we're going to do the show, I think, for about 8 weeks, unless we need it for longer. And then, we'll do it as long as we need to do it. There's no charge to you. If you're a small business or you know somebody, give them that email, hudsonmediamailbox@gmail.com. All right, let's look at some numbers. Let's put the United States of America up, Jonathan. Jonathan is on my cell phone as we're communicating between the two studios.
Okay, sir.
All right, the United States right now, we got 1,623,358 cases of COVID-19 in the United States. We have lost 96,432 Americans. That is a lot of Americans. That's the equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, I believe. That's probably the biggest stadium in football right now. You filled it with all the fatalities we've had here due to COVID-19. We have recoveries of 382,944 people, positive number. Just since yesterday, we had 11,973 people who recovered from COVID-19. Again, 96% of it is mild. If you get it, you will survive it. A lot of people won't even know they have it. I know people who have now taken the antibody test, and guess what? They had COVID-19. Let's put the United States map up, John. As you can see, that big dark red area in the northeast is us. That is New Jersey and New York City. That is like location 0, 1, and 1. Oh, no, that's where they call it patient 0. That is New York City is patient 0. We are patient 1 in New Jersey. But all 50 states don't. And when you're hearing about the next phase of stimulus and who's arguing about this and who's getting money, we now have to limit that money to the states that truly need it. Not all 50 states were in the same boat with the COVID-19. None to the degree of New York City and New Jersey, as you can see through the map. And New Jersey and New York City, from the get-go, there's been a problem. And Jersey City would have been really in bad shape if it wasn't Mayor Fulop being so proactive. He started closing things down around March the 9th, long before other people did. Let's look at the state of New York. Let's put some numbers up in New York. Got my coffee. The state of New York has suffered 366,357 cases of COVID-19. As a state, they have lost 28,885 residents to COVID-19. New York City alone, patient zero in the United States, lost 200,500, have 200,507 cases of COVID. They have lost 20,491 residents of New York City. That's pretty much Madison Square Garden there, to give you an idea. That is like 70% of all the fatalities in the state of New York. Let's put the New York map up, John. Now, a lot of the state of New York is starting to reopen. They started opening over the last week or two. And when you look at the map, you can see why. New York State's issue is New York City, Long Island. The rest of the state of New York is pretty much clear. If you compare it to what we just seen with the United States map, New York City is in pretty good shape. We got New York up there, John? All right, as you can see, look at the southern portion of New York State, New York City, there it is. And right across it from New York City, guess who? Hudson County. That's where I'm from, Jersey City. Let's put some Jersey numbers up. And I say Taylor ham, not pork roll. Who the hell gets pork roll? All right, New Jersey numbers are up. We have suffered 153,441 cases of COVID-19. As a state, we have lost 10,852 people. We have lost 105 people since yesterday in New Jersey. I'd like to see more things open, but I can appreciate what Governor Murphy is saying here, about open it slowly. But it is imperative we get small business open. As I said before about the We're Open show, I'm not so concerned about small businesses opening from the closure. I'm concerned about when they open, will they be here in 2 months? So that's why we're going to try to help all these small businesses. But New Jersey, far from out of the woods yet. Hudson County, well, let's put the map up. Let's put the map up, and I can read these numbers over the map. Hudson County is the number one county. We took the number one spot from Bergen County about a week and a half ago. If you recall, I was counting down the days until we would overtake Bergen County. We have suffered 201 COVID cases in Hudson County in a day. So again, Hudson County is far from out of the woods. You got the map up, John?
Yep, that's up.
As you can see, the dark red spot, that's Hudson County, Jersey City, and Bergen County. The rest of the state, there's COVID. As you get south, it starts to dissipate. You can see the colors are more pink and faded. That's all positive signs there. More positive signs from the state of New Jersey is our hospitals. Now, I'm a Jersey City guy, so I work with the Jersey City Medical Center all the time, and we're getting information from Christ Hospital and Hudson Regional and Palisades, but I like to stay where I am in Jersey City. The Christ Hospital has a whopping 45 COVID-19 patients right now. That is down like 80-some-odd% from back in April. We are beating this, and again, 96% of those COVIDs, they're mild. That's a minus, by the way, of 5 patients in one day admitted to the Christ Hospital with COVID. They have 25 ventilators available. That's plus 1 from yesterday. The big hospital, the main one in Jersey City, the Jersey City Medical Center, has 40 COVID-19 patients. And again, as I said, 96% are mild. And they have 34 ventilators available. So we're out of the woods ventilator-wise. You know, we just seen President Trump at the Ford plant. They're making ventilators. All right, slow it up. We don't need all these ventilators. We're going to stockpile them for the future. We may need them in October, they're saying. So we got to be careful. Jersey City has 6,709 cases of COVID. Actually, they refigured those numbers. They are less than yesterday. Mayor Fulop has done testing, and he's doing it today. 19,977 tests he has performed in Jersey City as a city alone. We're testing at about 34% positive in Jersey City. That's down That's down from 38% yesterday. We're averaging 42 cases of COVID every day, so we're not out of the woods in JC either. We have lost 406 Jersey City residents to COVID-19. The highest group, percentage-wise, being affected with COVID-19 is 31 to 40. Surprising. So if you're in that age group, the masks, the gloves when you're indoors, I think the gloves are a good idea, even though they're saying COVID can't last that long on surfaces. Boy, take the chance. 64.29% of the dead in Jersey City are male. The average age of the fatalities due to COVID-19 is 67 years old. If you were in that age group, late 60s and up, you represent 76.85% of all the fatalities in Jersey City. Be careful. Be careful with your mothers and your grandfathers and grandmothers. Make sure they're doing the right thing. The masks, the gloves. Be careful. You know, a lot of our... let's see. And the breakdown by race, you got 31.53% of the COVID-19 in Jersey City are white, 26.60% are black, 16.6% are Asian, and 24.2% are of unknown race. COVID-19 testing sites, go to your municipality's website, check it out. You can find out they're testing all over the place. Jersey City is very aggressive on this. Remember the symptoms. You got a runny nose, you got the sore throat, you got the cough, difficulty breathing, loss of appetite, loss of taste and smell. You probably have COVID-19 then. If you are type A blood and you're in your late 60s and up, be very careful. You're very susceptible to this. Remember, 96% of all the cases are mild. Do what we've been doing. That's been successful. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. Social distancing. Don't touch your face, which is incredibly hard for me to do. The 6 to 8 feet between the next person next to you. Wear the mask when you're indoors at the ShopRite or the department stores or what have you. Wear the gloves as much as you can. I honestly do not believe you need the mask outdoors. All right, I'm Pat O'Melia. You be safe. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.